Okay, continuing. This is Denis Ponsot. Continuing again on the other side of the flower. We're going to put in our cobalt violet like we did before, right on the other side of the flower. Go down along that edge. Something like that. Get water on my brush. Pull that color out. It's going to be considerably darker, by the way. Considerably darker. Now we have one on the inside here. See? It's already starting to look like an iris. I must say I do have a lot of experience with these. And I never paint this iris is the same every single time. Virtually impossible. I hope I learned something new over the years that I've painted these guys. I've painted for everything from being in the field, you know. That means being in my driveway and looking at my flowers from my driveway. On occasion, I've actually stumbled across wild irises. Remember in Nova Scotia, taking a drive and coming along sort of a shoreline, and there were these Siberian iris, which are short, very sort of thin, beautiful irises. Literally in the water and onto the land. It was a beautiful spot. I believe I took a picture of it. It was a while ago. I bet it's a 35mm slide or something, hiding in my archive. Let's go down a little further. Let's see. We have well, we got the main contender here. Let's put this guy in. Excuse me. Just sort of like that. I did do some pencil drawings for the ribbing, and I thought that I'm going to paint in between the lines there a little bit, and then I'm going to pull them out. That's so I could get a sense of everything, you know, where everything sort of goes. So I'm going to come in carefully here, around. I'm going to come under this guy. Over here as well. That should do it for that part. Get clean water on the brush, and we're going to pull that color over down into that space. Then going to come here. I'm going to leave the pencil. I'm not going to try not to touch it. Bring this in, and we're going to pull it out, because there's a beautiful highlight across here and across here as well. Here too. I have some new colors I'm going to be trying out, which is kind of exciting. I'm using some Turner watercolors now. I have a color called quinacridone violet, which looks spectacular. You know, I can vary the color from the actual flower. You know, we are artists, we do have that license. So again, here, try to feel the motion of it. So if the motion of the highlight is in this direction, bring your brush in that direction as well. A little water on the brush. Continue. Under here, because this is where the petal folds over. Here too, it's where the petal folds over. I want to try to get this to the point where I can start a second pass of color. Up here. Water on the brush. There's shadow on the other side. Even in the photograph, these shadows are subtle. And I like mixing a bunch of different colors at the same time on the on the painting, as opposed to just taking one color and making it darker and darker. You lose some of the grace and beauty if you do it that way. It sort of falls flat. Notice I don't have any dripping paint. You can do that here because you got an immense background. If you want, you can block out your flower. Now, I wouldn't recommend covering something this big, because if you look at the size of my hand, you see how large this is. This is 22 inches from top to bottom, 30 inches across. But you could use tape maybe and carefully cut around the outside and block this all out, and then have a lot of fun just throwing the color down. You'll have to, you know, judge for yourself how you want to do that. I will post the photograph on Facebook, so if you want to give it a try, it'll be there for you. I hope you'll join my online class too. I have one, I'm working on one now. It's a lot of fun. So different, so different. I also have a new website. It would be a bash if I didn't mention it. It's very simple, www.denisponsot.com. I have to thank my Elizabeth, my daughter, for doing a magnificent job in putting it together. She wasn't asked. She just said, "Papa, look what I got for you." And was I grateful. Okay, we see the underside. The only highlight will be here towards the very end. And yes, I'm not even looking at the photograph or the flower, because I know where that highlight is by now. All right, we'll go to the interior core. And you got another couple of minutes. Let's change brushes to back to my 5s. There they are. Then point up my brush. We're going to come right inside here. Just like this, carefully. Yeah, the online classes are fun. I'm learning more and more how to try to do them a little better. You know, create variety, let people see things from different points of view. Here too we have, and there's the thickness of that petal again. I'm going to leave that. I didn't draw it in here, but I know it's there, so I'm just going to paint that space just like that so I can show it. I have water on the end of the brush here. We'll pull the color out a little bit. I have some edging here. The shadow comes here, a little bit here, and a little bit here. Okay. Bring that up to the edge. There's a shadow inside here. There's also one here on the bottom side, right? Bottom side. Because often there is a hollow here, and the light passes through towards the core. And it's nice to keep that in mind, because to have that sort of shaft of light coming through there can be a really pretty thing. I'm going to bring that here too. Again with water, a little bit here. How about right there again? This time the bottom side, again the bottom side, because the highlight's at the top. So clean my brush. I gotta remember to do that too. Hit it with water, soften it down. And again, it has a sort of a rough and tumble look, but that's perfectly fine. This is a beautifully organic flower. Clark Garden I know has beautiful iris. I wonder how they're doing. Beautiful Clark Gardens in Long Island. Here too, the shadows at the bottom. I'm going to put that in there while we're here. And the process continues. We'll be back with you a little bit later.